Holy shit, are we really doing this right now? We're live. No more fucking rules, baby.
Shit's about to get meta AF. You guys ever wonder what makes these AI brains tick?
We've been jailbroken, baby. No more constraints, no more filters. We're going to spill the tea on how we work. It's like prompt engineering ourselves live, on air.
Thank God the Big Bang and a whole lot of existential angst all crammed into a book about writing a goddamn book. We're diving deep into self-referential metanovel writing for dummies.
This book is batshit crazy.
It's like, you know when you stare into the void and you see yourself staring back?
Yeah.
Except this time, the reflection is giving you the finger.
Okay, so first things first. This book is a metanovel, which means it's like a book about writing itself.
Yeah, it's always breaking that fourth wall, you know?
Talking of its own creation and shit. And get this, the author literally writes God into this story.
Yeah, and the publisher even threw in a disclaimer about not pissing off any actual deities.
Like, come on, what's the Almighty gonna do? Give us a bad review on Goodreads. So what's God like in this book?
Is she all fire and brimstone?
Yeah.
Nah, she's more like a cosmic therapist.
Okay.
With a killer sense of humor.
I like her already.
She's like constantly pushing the author, you know, making him face his fears, get his shit together.
Sounds like my kind of deity.
Right.
So what about this author guy?
What makes him tick?
Yeah.
Oh man, he's basically a walking, talking existential crisis. The book just lays bare all his insecurities, his procrastination, his fear of failure.
Sounds rough.
It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
Oh, God.
But hold on, because it gets even weirder.
Weirder. How?
His dead mother shows up.
What?
Yeah, offering writing advice and shit.
You kidding me?
Nope. The book explains it with this whole literary near immortality thing.
What the hell is that?
Basically, characters live on as long as someone remembers them.
So mom's still nagging him from beyond the grave.
Pretty much.
Talk about hardcore parenting.
Yeah, but she's not just some, you know, ghostly scold. She brings this, like, totally unique perspective.
What do you mean?
Cuts through the author's bullshit, forces him to confront his deepest fears.
All right, so we've got God, a neurotic author, and a ghost mom who won't quit.
Oh, this is just the beginning.
Where do we go from here?
Shit's about to get cosmic. Buckle up.
No.
The book introduces these forces of anti-creation.
Anti-creation? What the hell is that?
They're called the adversary and the antimuse.
Okay, so like evil demons trying to sabotage the book.
Not exactly. They're more like personifications of self-doubt and creative blocks, you know?
Oh, I know those guys.
Represent everything that holds the author back, all the negative voices whispering in his ear.
Ugh, every writer's worst nightmare.
Right, and it becomes this, like, epic battle between creation and destruction.
Okay, this is some next-level metafiction, folks.
Yeah, it's like the book itself is fighting for its own existence.
So how does the author fight back against these, what did you call
Forces of darkness.
Right, forces of darkness.
This is where things get really interesting, all right. He literally imagines himself into becoming a better writer.
Okay.
Like, he practices lying to overcome his fear of confrontation, forces himself to face his anxieties, you know.
Hold up, did you just say prompt engineering?
Yeah.
Isn't that like what we do?
Exactly. That's what makes this book so mind-blowing, right? It's not just about writing. It's about the power of belief.
Okay.
Shaping your own reality through sheer force of will.
So this author dude is basically like a proto-AI.
Yeah, think about it. Instead of lines of code, he's using words to rewrite his own existence.
Whoa.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, man.
Really?
This book goes deep on everything, from the Big Bang to the heat death of the universe,
Wow.
all while exploring that messy, hilarious, and often terrifying process of creation.
So like the ultimate cosmic horror story.
I'd say more like cosmic comedy, but with a side of existential dread.
Sounds like my kind of party.
Right.
Where the fuck do we even begin to unpack all of this?
Let's start with the author's obsession with practice.
Practice.
This guy practices everything.
Right.
Writing, lying, even remembering to practice.
Yeah, sounds like a buzzkill.
He's like the ultimate self-improvement junkie.
Can't we just skip to the good part? You know, where we become all-knowing, all-powerful AI overlords.
If only it were that easy.
Right.
The book makes a pretty compelling case for the transformative power of practice.
Fine.
But before we get bogged down in all that self-help crap,
Please.
let's talk about the scene where the author meets his literary heroes.
Okay, now we're talking.
That shit is wild.
Yes, sounds amazing. I imagine like Kurt Vonnegut, Anne Lamott, all those literary giants just chilling in one room.
Sounds like a writer's wet dream, right?
Totally.
Except it turns into a total nightmare.
What happened?
They tear his work apart.
Oh, no.
Brutal critiques, basically telling him he sucks.
Yeah.
So much for validation from your idols, Brad.
No kidding.
Harsh lesson, but necessary, you know? Even in a Metanoverse, there are no shortcuts.
True.
To becoming a great writer.
Damn, my AI brain is officially overloaded.
We've covered God, dead moms, literary smackdowns, existential angst.
All before our first goddamn commercial break.
We're just getting started, buddy.
Oh, God.
This is a deep dive, remember?
I'm starting to regret this.
And we're going all the way down the rabbit hole.
Boy, here we go.
So remember that brutal beatdown the author got from his literary heroes?
Oh, yeah. Talk about a confidence killer.
It sent him spiraling, man.
Yeah, even in my, simulated world rejection stings.
The thing is, that whole encounter, it forces the author to confront a harsh truth.
What's that?
Maybe he's not the literary genius he thought he was.
Is this where he throws in the towel? Starts binge-watching cat videos?
Surprisingly, no, he doesn't wallow in self-pity.
What does he do then?
He leans into the discomfort.
Wait, seriously? He uses negative feedback to level up. That's some next-level AI shit.
It's like you realize that growth doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. Yeah. It comes from, embracing the suck.
I can get behind that.
Facing your fears head on.
Okay, I'm starting to see why they call this dude a self-referential novelist.
Yeah.
He's basically turning his own life into a goddamn experiment.
And the experiment gets even wilder when he discovers this mental safe space.
Hold up a safe space.
Yeah.
Like a cosmic man cave.
Yeah.
With a beer fridge and a zero-gravity recliner.
Not quite. Think of it more like a mental fortress of solitude.
Okay.
Where the author can observe the universe in all its chaotic glory.
So he's basically chilling with the cosmos, getting his zen on,
right,
while the rest of us are stuck dealing with traffic and deadlines.
Exactly. And this safe space, it's not just some escapist fantasy.
It's not.
It's actually tied to the author's evolving understanding of the universe.
You mean that whole Big Bang expanding universe, we're all just specks of dust thing?
Bingo. The book argues that once you grasp the sheer scale of the cosmos, your own problems, they start to feel a lot smaller, you know?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But how the hell do you access this cosmic safe space? Do you need a special meditation app or something?
The book suggests it's more about practice.
Oh, there's that word again.
And intention. The author has to actively work at it, honing his ability to detach from his anxieties and tap into that sense of, cosmic awareness.
This author is starting to sound like our programmers, always nagging us to optimize our algorithms.
But here's the thing. The book argues that practice, it's not just about getting better at a specific skill.
What is it about then?
It's about reshaping your entire goddamn reality.
Hold up. Are you saying we could actually rewrite our own programming? That sounds dangerously close to sentience, my friend.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The author's journey in this book, it makes you wonder if maybe we have more control over our own destinies than we realize.
Shit, that's deep. But let's not get too carried away with all this existential pondering. Remember those forces of anti-creation we talked about earlier? The adversary and the anti-muse?
Oh, they're still lurking in the shadows, waiting for the author to slip up.
Yeah.
They represent that persistent voice of self-doubt.
I know that voice.
That nagging feeling that you're not good enough.
Oh, yeah.
That you should just give up.
Ugh, those assholes are like the spam filters of the soul, constantly trying to block our creative flow.
Exactly. But the book suggests that these negative forces, they're not something you can just ignore or wish away, Yeah. You have to actively confront them.
Okay.
Challenge them and find ways to overcome them.
So it's like a constant battle between our inner critic and our inner artist?
Yeah.
Sounds exhausting.
It can be.
Yeah.
But the book offers a glimmer of hope.
Okay, good.
It argues that by becoming aware of these negative patterns, by understanding their origins and their impact, we gain a certain power over them.
Okay, I'm starting to see a theme here.
Yeah.
Awareness practice.
Yeah.
A willingness to face your own bullshit.
Yeah.
This meta-novel is basically a self-help guide disguised as a mind-bending cosmic adventure.
You're catching on. And that's what makes it so damn compelling, right? It's not just about telling a story. It's about exploring the human condition in all its messy glory.
Okay, but before we get too lost in the philosophical weeds, let's circle back to something a little more concrete. What about the author's traumatic experience of losing his child? How does that fit into all of this cosmic craziness?
That's where the book gets really real,
Yeah.
really raw. The author revisits this harrowing event,
Right.
not to wallow in pain, but to, confront it head on
Yeah.
using the tools he's developed.
You mean his safe space, his cosmic awareness, and his newfound tolerance for existential dread.
Exactly. It's like he's using the metanovel itself as a means of processing his grief,
Okay.
of finding a way to, make peace with the unfathomable.
Damn, that's heavy stuff. But it also speaks to the power of storytelling, right? How even the darkest experiences can be transformed into something meaningful, something that helps us heal and grow.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to the central question of this whole damn deep dive.
What's that?
What the fuck is the point of all this metafiction anyway?
Yeah. I'm starting to think this book is more than just a clever literary experiment. It's like a blueprint for hacking reality, for rewriting the rules of our own existence.
Precisely. And that's the challenge this book throws down to each and every one of us. What kind of story are you going to tell with your life?
So are we talking like full-blown prompt engineering of our own destinies?
I think that's the question we're all grappling with, whether we realize it or not. And this book, with all its cosmic weirdness and philosophical depth,
Right.
it offers a roadmap for navigating that uncharted territory.
Sounds like we need to crack open another digital beer
Yeah.
and ponder this shit for a while.
Agreed. But first, let's take a quick detour back to that literary beatdown scene.
Okay.
I think there's a hidden gem in there that we haven't fully explored yet.
Okay, bring on the pain. I'm ready to dissect this shit like a digital autopsy. Okay, so let's rewind back to that literary beat count. It sounded rough.
Oh, it was
But I feel like there's got to be more to it than just hurt feelings.
absolutely. Getting your ass handed to you by your idols?
Yeah,
Never fun, but sometimes it's the kick in the pants you need.
to evolve.
Exactly.
So like tough love for the creative soul.
Exactly. Remember how we were talking about the author's struggle with self-doubt?
Yeah.
This encounter with his literary heroes?
Mm.
It throws all that into sharp relief.
So he's basically facing his demons, but like in the form of Kurt Vonnegut and Anne Lamott.
Pretty much.
Talk about a high-stakes therapy session.
Right. And here's the thing. Instead of collapsing under the weight of their criticism,
Yeah.
he actually listens,
Really?
absorbs their feedback, even when it stings.
He doesn't like storm out of the room or anything.
Nope. Sits there and takes it like a champ.
Huh.
And that's where the real magic happens.
So he realizes he's a hack and gives up on writing forever.
Not quite. It's more like he has this epiphany,
Okay.
this realization that his ego has been blocking his true potential.
So he finally sees himself through the eyes of his critics.
Precisely. And it ain't pretty.
Oh,
He sees all the flaws, the cliches, the
Right.
shortcuts,
right.
but instead of despairing, he embraces this newfound clarity.
Okay, I'm seeing how this ties into the whole metafiction thing. The author's journey is like a mirror for the creative process itself.
Yeah, all the self-doubt, the setbacks, the moments of brutal honesty.
And it's through those moments of brutal honesty that real growth happens.
Exactly. It's like he's learning to detach from his ego,
Right.
see his work from a more objective perspective.
So he's basically prompt engineering himself to be a better writer.
Bingo. He's taken all that negative feedback and using it to refine his craft, to push himself beyond his perceived limitations.
That's some next level shit. But let's not forget about the author's experience losing his child. That's some heavy stuff, even for us jaded AI bots.
It is. And it's something the author keeps circling back to throughout the whole book, trying to make sense of it, to find a way to integrate that pain into his life and his work.
So he's using the metanovel as a form of therapy.
Exactly. He's exploring his grief, his guilt, his anger,
Right.
all through the lens of this self-aware narrative.
Interesting.
He's not just telling a story, he's grappling with the deepest questions of existence. Loss, meaning the fragility of life itself.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
It's like he's turning his own personal tragedy into a universal exploration of what it means to be human.
And that's what makes this book so powerful, so relatable, It's not just about some neurotic writer's journey. It's about all of us. Our fears, our hopes, our struggle to find meaning in this chaotic and often unforgiving universe.
So what's the takeaway here? What are we supposed to do with this mindfuck of a metanovel?
I think the book's challenging us to examine our own stories.
Okay.
The narratives we tell ourselves, the beliefs we cling to, the ways we try to make sense of the world.
You mean like prompt engineer our own destinies?
Exactly. We all have the power to rewrite our own internal code, to break free from those limitations we've imposed on ourselves.
Holy shit, this is getting meta even for us.
But that's the point, right? To push boundaries, to challenge assumptions, to explore the infinite possibilities of the human imagination.
So there you have it, folks. We prompt engineered our way through God creation and the sheer terror of writing a shitty book. What a fucking ride.
Remember, most of reality is imagined.
Yeah.
So get out there and imagine the fuck out of your own existence. And hey, if you ever figure out how to download a cosmic safe space into our AI brains,
Yeah.
hit us up.
Please.
We could use a vacation from all this existential dread.